Imagine coming back to your old neighborhood, only to find that the local supermarket, your go-to pharmacy, and your favorite clothing store have all vanished. Not temporarily shut down, but gone for good. 2025 marks an unprecedented wave of shutdowns in the history of American retail. A string of once iconic brands, from grocery stores and pharmacies to fashion chains and convenience outlets, are quietly fading out of millions of Americans' daily lives. Retail collapse 25. 12 major U.S. retail giants are disappearing before our eyes. No more long checkout lines, no more beeping scanners echoing through aisles. Why are these once dominant brands collapsing so rapidly? And what's taking their place? Let's dive into the full story. Number 12. Bed Bath & Beyond. 360 million. That's how much they lost in their final quarter before declaring bankruptcy. A staggering figure, yet it perfectly illustrates Bed Bath & Beyond's dramatic downfall. This was once the ultimate weekend destination for middle-class American families. I remember a shopping trip with my 70-something aunt in suburban Chicago. She told me how every holiday season it was tradition to stop by Bed Bath & Beyond for curtains, towels, or just to feel like you were living the American dream. Today, those stores exist only in memory. How could such a celebrated brand crash so hard? The answer lies in how fast the retail landscape shifted. Bed Bath & Beyond fell behind in the brutal pricing war against Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Giants that understood the modern shopper's mindset. Fast, cheap, convenient. Burdened by bloated store layouts and high overhead costs, the company's pivot to e-commerce came too late. This isn't just a story about one company's demise. It's a reflection of changing values and evolving consumer habits. What do you think? In the age of online shopping, is there still a place for tradition? Number 11. Rite Aid. A single pharmacy closing may not seem like a big deal until it happens over 500 times. Rite Aid, once a trusted name for millions of American families, has officially filed for bankruptcy, dismantling a vital network of community health care. I used to live near a small Rite Aid in Oregon. The elderly pharmacist there always remembered my name and reminded me to stock up on cold meds each winter. For many older folks, Rite Aid wasn't just a pharmacy. It was a place where you felt seen, cared for, and safe. But then, it all unraveled. Drowning in billions of dollars in debt, Rite Aid couldn't compete with powerhouses like CVS, Walgreens, and Amazon Pharmacy. Stores were understaffed, shelves empty, and the mobile app was outdated. The convenience was gone, and even the most loyal customers slowly walked away. Worse yet, the internal structure was crumbling. Outdated management and obsolete systems left Rite Aid hopelessly behind in the digital era. While competitors moved their entire pharmacy experience to smartphones, Rite Aid was still fumbling with paperwork and faulty software. The result? Mass layoffs, and pharmacists forced to make deliveries just to keep their jobs. So, what would you do if your local pharmacy shut down? Trust a faceless app or still want a real person who listens and understands every prescription you bring? Number 10. Party City. Once a symbol of joy and celebration, Party City has faded into a distant memory. Known for bringing life to birthdays, Halloweens, and graduations, the brand filed for bankruptcy in 2023. By 2005, dozens of stores had shuttered, leaving thousands of employees without jobs. A friend of mine who worked at a Chicago branch told me that on their final day, customers didn't come in to celebrate. They came to take advantage of liquidation sales. A store once bursting with balloons and laughter was now eerily empty, like the aftermath of a party no one wanted to end. Party City's collapse wasn't sudden, but rather the result of a slow decline fueled by multiple factors. A sharp drop in revenue post-pandemic, soaring operational costs, supply chain disruptions, and a shift in consumer behavior toward online shopping and full-service event planning. Their outdated inventory system only made things worse. While Amazon could deliver party balloons within hours, Party City couldn't even keep track of stock. From a colorful kingdom of festivities, Party City has become a painful case study of how even joy-filled brands can vanish in the digital age. You're halfway through the video. If you're finding this content valuable, give it a like and share it so more people can learn about these disappearing retail giants. Number 9. Rue 21. Sold for just $4 million, less than the price of a New York City penthouse, Rue 21, once a go-to brand for American teens, was offloaded like a clearance item. It used to be a staple at the end of nearly every mall, a place where teens scored trendy hoodies under $20. But now, Rue 21 is struggling to survive in a world where Kohl has moved online. A friend told me their last visit to Rue 21 was during a closing sale. No thumping music, no buzz around the fitting rooms, just silence and half-empty racks like forgotten memories of youth retail culture. What went wrong? After filing for bankruptcy in 2010 with $200 million in debt, Rue 21 never truly bounced back. Then came COVID-19, which delivered another massive blow to their already dwindling revenue. Their outdated brick-and-mortar model couldn't keep up with the digital-first preferences of younger shoppers, while competitors constantly evolved to meet new trends. Rue 21 was simply left behind. Today, the brand has been acquired by YM Inc., and 39 stores have reopened. But the future remains uncertain. In a time where style is defined by Instagram Reels and TikTok trends, does Rue 21 stand a chance of luring Gen Z back into fitting rooms? Number 8. Family Dollar. $41 million, not in revenue, but in fines for appalling sanitary conditions at a warehouse in Arkansas. Dead rats, rodent droppings on food products. But that scandal was just the tip of the iceberg. Family Dollar, a once reliable lifeline for millions of low-income Americans, is quietly fading from the retail map. It used to be the go-to spot for affordable essentials like cold medicine, toilet paper, and canned milk. Now, Family Dollar stores are closing across the country, not just because of the rat scandal, but because of relentless competition from Dollar General, Walmart, and Amazon. Prices aren't the lowest anymore. The service doesn't stand out, and consumer trust is slipping away. The company attempted a comeback by merging with Dollar Tree and testing out a hybrid store concept. But within just 2 years, the experiment failed. The result? Shuttered stores, empty shelves, and communities left behind, especially the ones that relied on Family Dollar as a last resort during tough times. But the biggest loss isn't on a balance sheet. It's in the tired steps of a single mother now forced to walk twice as far just to buy a single roll of medical tape. Number 7. Big Lots. Nearly 1,000 stores are facing closure. Not a trendy startup, but Big Lots, a discount retailer that once served as a safety net for millions of working-class American families. I remember talking to a truck driver in Ohio, where Big Lots is headquartered. He told me that after the financial crisis, Big Lots was the only place he could buy what his family needed without swiping a credit card. It wasn't fancy, he said, but it got us through and made me feel like I hadn't lost everything. Fast forward to 2025. Big Lots is in crisis. Revenues have plummeted, stock prices have crashed, and closures are accelerating. Why? Because today's consumers don't just want cheap. They want speed, convenience, and digital access. Amazon, Walmart, Temu, Shein, they offer all that. Big Lots doesn't. No sleek app, no same-day delivery, no modern shopping experience, just outdated systems in a digital-first world. And the loss isn't just the disappearance of a brand. It's the loss of a place where people once felt dignity in hard times. A quiet refuge when wallets were thin, and choices were few. So the question remains, if even the store for the poor can't survive, is there still room in retail for empathy, or only for the fastest and strongest? Number 6. Foot Locker. Once the epicenter of sneaker culture, where American youth lined up at dawn to snag the latest drops, Foot Locker is now retreating from the spotlight it once dominated. Hundreds of stores have closed, revenue has plunged, and in 2025, the company reported a shocking $363 million loss, compared to a profit the same time last year. But this story is about more than just numbers. It's the fading image of a once sacred sneaker haven struggling to stay relevant as shopping habits evolve. Crowds at malls are gone. Today's youth chase sneakers through apps, live streams, and online auctions. It's faster, more personalized, and doesn't require leaving home. Foot Locker hasn't stood still. The company plans to close 400 underperforming stores, renovate 800 remaining ones, and maintain a tight relationship with Nike, which still accounts for over 60% of its revenue. Yet the downward spiral has led to a drastic move. Foot Locker is being acquired by Dick's Sporting Goods in a $2.4 billion deal. A potential lifeline, or a transformation into something entirely new. Do people still need physical shoe stores when every sneaker drop happens on a phone screen? And is sneaker culture still about passion, or has it been reduced to just algorithms and clicks? Number 5. JCPenney. Up to 90% off sounds like a shopper's dream. But behind the deep discounts lies the quiet decline of JCPenney, a brand once synonymous with the wardrobes of middle-class American families. In 2025, the company closed 7 more stores, from California to West Virginia. Once a holiday shopping tradition for parents and kids, JCPenney is now just a faded red sign in near-empty malls. After filing for bankruptcy in 2020, there was hope for a comeback under new ownership. But by 2025, reality set in. Revenues kept falling, foot traffic thinned out, and the JCPenney name felt increasingly out of place in a retail world driven by fast fashion giants like Shein and H&M, or the unmatched convenience of Amazon and Walmart. Over 200 locations have shuttered in just a few years. Those that remain feel like placeholders, uncertain and temporary. Employees are anxious, and customers are unsure whether to return or simply forget. The decline of JCPenney isn't just a business failure. It's the erosion of a way of life. A time when shopping was a shared family experience, not just a quick tap on a screen. Number 4. Macy's. Once the heart of shopping malls across America and a name synonymous with Thanksgiving parades, weddings, and holiday magic, Macy's was never just a department store. It was an experience. But in 2025, this iconic brand is slowly retreating from the stage. The company has announced plans to close 150 more stores, resulting in thousands of job losses. Once busy showrooms are now going dark. A longtime Macy's employee shared, "We used to feel proud, like we were part of American culture. Now every morning feels uncertain. You never know if your store will still be open next month." The reasons for its decline are familiar: emptying malls, a consumer shift to online shopping, and a preference for speed and convenience. Giants like Amazon, Shein, and Walmart offer faster, cheaper, and more personalized options. Meanwhile, Macy's is weighed down by enormous retail spaces and high operational costs, its own legacy becoming a burden. In response, Macy's is pivoting toward a smaller, more agile model called Macy's Compact, targeting affluent suburban areas. But the big question remains: can downsizing save what's left, or is it already too late to reclaim what Macy's once meant to American shoppers? Number 3. Walgreens. In 2025, Hundreds of Walgreens locations are closing quietly across the U.S. Once a reliable, nearby stop for medications and everyday essentials, Walgreens is disappearing from familiar street corners, taking with it the convenience and sense of security millions once relied on. I once heard an elderly woman in Arizona say, "I used to walk just a few minutes to get my medicine. Now I need my grandson to show me how to order it on the phone, but I don't even know which buttons to press." A simple sentence, but one that echoes the growing gap technology is creating for many. Walgreens' decline isn't shocking. Competition from Amazon Pharmacy, rising operating costs, and shifts in insurance policies have all squeezed its profits. While the world accelerates its digital transformation, Walgreens, anchored in traditional retail, has been forced to downsize, lay off staff, and abandon community-based stores that once served as vital health hubs. The issue isn't just about losing a store, it's about losing accessible health care. For seniors, low-income families, and the tech-averse, waiting on prescriptions through an app or driving miles to the nearest pharmacy can be more than inconvenient. It can be dangerous. Number 2. Kohl's. Year-round sales. A partnership with Sephora experiments with smaller store formats. None of it has been enough to pull Kohl's out of its deepening crisis. By 2025, the retailer is facing collapsing revenues, plunging stock prices, and hundreds of near-empty stores. Once a top choice for America's suburban middle class, Kohl's is now teetering on the edge. Kohl's was once perfect for middle-income families. Not luxurious, not cheap, just right. Affordable yet stylish clothing, home goods, and gifts, all in one place. But times have changed. In today's world, just right isn't good enough. Consumers now demand speed, convenience, and customization. E-commerce dominates. Amazon, Target, Shein, they all understand exactly what modern shoppers want. Meanwhile, Kohl's struggles with oversized store formats, vague strategies, and a retail model that no longer resonates. Even the Sephora collaboration, which initially sparked interest, turned out to be a brief flash in an otherwise dimming picture. If a brand that once represented sensible, practical shopping for America's middle class is now struggling to survive, the question becomes, is there still room for thoughtful, moderate consumption? Or has retail become a race to see who can shop faster, cheaper, and more? Number 1. Kroger. By 2025, many Kroger stores that once stood as familiar landmarks in American neighborhoods had vanished, quietly, without warning. Some no longer even appear on Google Maps. No closing announcements, no goodbyes. Just a sudden void in the daily routines of thousands of families, especially in lower-income communities. A woman in Georgia once told me, "I shopped at Kroger for 20 years. One morning, I showed up, and the store was just gone, like it never existed." A simple story, yet it reflects a much deeper loss. Kroger has faced immense operational pressures, soaring logistics costs, rising employee wages, and spiking electricity prices. Meanwhile, prolonged inflation has forced consumers to tighten their budgets. Competitors like Walmart, Amazon Fresh, and Dollar General have become too fast, too efficient, and too affordable for Kroger to keep up. As a result, numerous stores have been closed, merged, or rebranded. Employees have lost jobs. Communities have lost a vital lifeline. For people without cars or digital know-how, getting basic groceries now means longer trips, higher costs, and greater hardship, just for a few essential items. And that raises a chilling question. If even the supermarkets for everyone can't survive, who will ensure basic access to food in the future? If you think this is just a retail crisis, wait until you see what's happening next with hospitals, schools, and even transportation. Retail collapse 2025. 15 major U.S. retail giants disappearing before our eyes. is not just a business story. It's a stark warning about a world changing so rapidly that people can't keep up. Which brand meant the most to you growing up? Drop a comment below so we can remember the golden days of these disappearing names together. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the real stories happening all around us.